Hi guys, how you doing? Just going to show you a couple of quick things today on how to set up for the King Kong Behemoth. I'm going to be sending a couple of singles in a moment to hit it, and then obviously we're going to talk about a few other features that have been popping up in the new update. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to buff up. So I'm going to show you that on the right hand side. This is what I'm doing with my buffs. Forget the Recon Jammer, but this is what I've done to buff up, give myself the best opportunity to get some decent points. We're also going to be using the skills as well, so we're going to add those in a second, and we're going to start doing this. It's very important to use both if you've got them. Unfortunately, I haven't got the emergency dressing on either of my accounts as it stands at this moment in time, but we will overdress that one, purely for the simple fact that, in my opinion, all that's going to do is put dead troops in the hospital. Well, to be fair, we don't really need that, do we? Because they're not going to die. So let's just put the MM on, the Massive March, and let's get cracking, shall we? So I'm going to send, as I said to you before, I'm going to send one solo down, which will take about a minute to get there and a minute to get back. So I'm going to hit that now. Now, one thing I do want to talk about before I do send this is the ratios. Now, everyone's been going on about how the setup is quite organic on this game at this moment in time. You can see a difference between the two accounts with regards to the ratios. One saying, you know, that we've got 60, 20, 19.99, and the other one saying 19.99 on both. One thing I am also going to do is just make sure that my monkeys are in there. They are, fantastic. One thing that I found out yesterday is I just took the riders down by about 5 or 6. There you go, I've just turned that down by 5 and just put those 5 into the hunters. The reason I did that is because obviously I want my ratios to be just slightly stronger for the hunters than I do for obviously the riders. So that's why I did what I've done. So if you guys want to test that one out, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, the next thing obviously that I want to really talk to you guys about is how this is going to end up setting up for you guys long term. Because yes, this event may disappear within the next few days, it might hang around, but the one thing that we are sure about is it will keep running. This is going to be like a brand new thing. I'm also going to talk to you guys about the rally effects per team and how many gorillas you can put in, how many King Kongs you can put in for best results and things like that. A lot of you are going in and doing this rally situation where you're joining, 10 people are joining a rally just to hit this gorilla. Stop doing it, because realistically what you should be doing to aid the team, not just yourself, is doing it by the book, and I'm going to teach you how to do that in a second. So let me send these 2 marches down, okay, and I'm going to explain to you what I'm talking about, because a lot of people don't quite understand what I'm on about, so we will get that sorted out, and we're just going to reassign that because for some reason it disappeared. I have no idea why it just did that. I hope that it hasn't done that on the other one, but either way, we've got plenty of chances, haven't we? We don't need to worry about it today. So what I'm talking about with regards to the setup is quite a simple thing. If you go into the Alliance Tech, which I'll show you in a second, the Alliance Tech will show you how many gorillas can go into a rally and actually use the effects. And if you don't do it properly, then obviously you lose that effect. And as you can see, if you tamper with this setup, which didn't happen yesterday, but they have done an update overnight as well, and it does say in the mail that they've done an update overnight on this because some of the criteria was set up wrong. So obviously tampering with it affects it, so don't tamper with it. Yesterday you could. So again, everyone's learning something new today, aren't they? So let's just send this down. Let's get an idea of what we're looking at and let's go from there. So what I was talking about the Alliance Tech is quite a simple thing. I just want to show you what I was talking about. So if you go into the Alliance Tech itself and read what it actually says on this thing, okay, press the little eye above the monkey and it says there, it increases your behemoths available in rallies by 1 and by 2, depending on how far up you've got on this. If you read just above where it says level 1, level 2, increases the number of behemoths available to rallies. We all know that now. And it also says that basically, if you are using 2 behemoths instead of just 1, then obviously it's going to make you stronger. But if you then rally, it means that everyone else adding behemoths doesn't work, which means they don't get extra points for it. So there's no point doing extra rallies with extra people. So let me send this back down. Now I've explained that one to you. And while we're waiting for those to come back, I want to show you a lovely little feature that I found, which I am so excited about, and it looks fantastic. Go into the store at the bottom and go to the event skins. Now, you've probably seen all this already, and obviously you may have seen the new ones at the bottom, which look absolutely superb. I can't believe how good they look. And if any of you have seen the film Moana, and I'm not going to explain what company did that one for legal reasons on YouTube, but it does look a bit like Tafiti, one of the characters in there, and it looks quite cool. But this is what I wanted to show you while I'm waffling. The side effects. Now, these are absolutely superb. So that's the one for the basic, and you have to collect, sorry, for the bigger one, and you have to buy all the effects at the bottom, so the March skin, HQ skin, etc, etc, and that's how your base will sit on the map, and it looks absolutely spectacular. And you also get a rally skin, which is quite unique compared to the standard March skins that we get. That is the rally skin that you get as a bonus. If you've already done this with your robot, have a little look at what you get as the robots. Have a look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But you have to collect all of them. So you just need to be aware that if you've got all the bits and bobs that you need to get this stuff together, just purchase it as and when you can. You get these via the tokens. If you don't already know, you get these in the tokens here, and they come from the MM at the top of the screen on the left side there. You can see you get them from MMs and state versus states and things like that. So let's get this sped up because this is driving me crackers now. I want to get this home. And we're going to set up a rally, and then what we're going to do is compare the two side by side on how the points have been done and how well they've done side by side. So let's get this sorted. I have been told that my team may try and jump into these rallies, so I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on what they're up to, because they're all a bit jokey down on TDA. I hope you watched my previous video as well on the glitches with regards to trap. You can actually pick them up and you can do them. Just watch that video. I posted it earlier on today, and see how you get on with that. So this is how we're going to set it up. This is what we're going to do, and I'm just going to have a little look actually while we're wasting our time doing this at what happened with the power and what happened with the total damage. So let's have a little look at solo versus solo. Now, they're both all buffed up. Obviously you saw the heroes before. They're both at different levels, but that doesn't matter. We're using this as a comparison, solo versus rally. Okay, and we're going to see what happens. So I'm quite happy with that. Now, on the right hand side, I'm also going to show you what happens when you don't send the gorilla with the same first march in the different setup. And there we are there. So 5-3-4 versus 5-6, nearly 5-6-2. So, you know, send your gorilla. Let's see how we're getting on now with this march. So we're going to wait 49 seconds, something like that. So let's talk about something else while we're here. You also may know, guys, that the new Resonated hero is out, or will be out shortly, but it is out. There we are. And she looks magnificent. I'm trying to work out if that's an RAF Randall, but I don't think it is, seeing as she's got a sword in her hand and she looks a bit like a fencer. Either way, this is actually the first infantry hero as a resonated one that we've had since Wacko, and I genuinely believe, looking at some of the detailing on here, she is actually going to work very, very well hand in hand with the gorilla. And the reason for this is if you bring this up side by side with the gorilla and actually go into the tech side of it in here, so you just go into the Behemoth Institute and start reading on the tech, which is the big bubbly bits in the middle. If you press the upgrade button, have a little look at some of this stuff that's here. Now, you can upgrade this stuff by pressing on the left nodes, and it will reduce the times. So for example, this one here says the shelling of the enemy every 7 turns, dealing 112%. If you upgrade this, obviously it goes up, as you can see, 124%, but it also reduces here the cooldown time of the barrage, which means it will bring it down by 1 turn. If you can bring that down to 5, it then syncs up with your infantry hero. Okay, so for rallies and things like that, use her with your strongest hero possible, okay, and use that advantage when you're doing things like SVS. Okay, I know that there's a lot of new people coming onto the channel as well and looking at these things, so thank you very much for joining. I do appreciate it, and I will start doing a lot more videos now we have some more content, as we've just had the state mergers. But as I say, this is something that we're going to be looking into a little bit more, and obviously go from that situation. Now let's have a little look at the rally situation. I've just had to reload that screen because for some reason it glitched, so I apologise about that. So as you can see, the rally leader had a lot of points there versus obviously the secondary account, which also pulled along quite a lot of points. And I'm actually quite happy with how the damage has gone. Now what I'm going to do is, once this finally loads up on the right hand side, I'm going to pull up what we looked at before for the red cap, and we'll switch it over for the black. So looking at the total points and then looking at the damage caused, it's looking really good on the increase. So as you can see there, total points from a solo 56k, and on the left for a rally it's tripled, so 3 times as powerful. My suggestion would be to anybody looking at this, forget solo in it, just do rallies, just 2 of you, you know, 1 and 2. You can switch that round, but I would always suggest that you stick with the strongest rally leader that you can partner up with. If you've got really 2 strong rally leaders, so example, in my team, for example, right now I'm going to use 2 of the strongest people that I know of. You could have Pointer, for example, and Mara. They could both partner up, and whoever's got the strongest troop attack, for example, or whatever, both buff up. Those 2 people use their own help and get it buffed up like that. Both of you put a gorilla in and hit it as hard as you possibly can in a rally like I've just done with just 2 bases, and that not only brings yourself up on the solo rankings for this, it also brings the team up because it's collaborative. Okay, so make sure that when you're looking at those things, try and look at it from that perspective, that you're also doing it on the leaderboards for the team, okay, as well as yourself. So as you can see there, we are 3rd at the moment, and if we really do work together on this point, we can do it. So I would put together, say for example, Pointer and Mara, I'd put Umber and Simon together, and so on and so forth. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope you do really, really well with your King Kong rallies and things like that. I hope I've not wasted too much of your time and waffled, but thank you very much for watching the video. You guys all take care. Thanks again.